lemonade stand coming to you today to give you a color comparison of 5 BelleTress blonde colors. The first color that I want to show you is this one right here, which is champagne with apple pie. The second one is this one right here, which is sugar cookie with hazelnut. Then starting from the back and going across, this one right here is Butterbeer blonde. This next one is honey with chai latte. And then this end one here is Bombshell blonde. I find that once you finally find a style that you think you want, the next hardest thing, and maybe even harder than finding a style you like, is what color do you like? And it's so hard to choose a color from a swatch on a computer, and you really don't know how they look compared to other colors. Now, there might be a color that you know, and so you want to know what another color looks like compared to that color. And so that's why I wanted to do this review for you, so that you can really see these blonde colors next to each other on a real wig. Okay, so let's get started. Let's start with this one right here, which is called Champagne with Apple Pie. I made these little labels that I'm hoping will help you, and I put the description at the bottom as to what the manufacturer says the color is. So this first one, which is Champagne with Apple Pie, the colors that are in it is 14R, which means that the root is a 14, which is a light brown blonde color. And then it has 16, 613, and 103 mixed in with it. Now I want to read to you what the manufacturer says about this color. They say that it's a light brown blonde root with a mixture of ash blonde, lightest blonde, pure blonde, and light natural blonde. Champagne with Apple Pie is a really light blonde. Okay, so the next one, I'm not going in the same order, sorry about that. This next one here is Butterbeer blonde. And what the manufacturer says about this color is the combination is 8R19/23. So it's a medium brown root with a blend of sandy blonde, ash blonde, and light blonde. Sandy blonde, ash blonde, and light blonde. All right, this next one here is honey with chai latte, and they say the color code on this one is 11R, so the root is an 11, whereas the root on Butterbeer blonde is an 8. So the smaller the number, the darker the color. So you'll know that honey with chai latte has an 11R, which is lighter than Butterbeer blonde, which has a root of 8R. So the color for honey with chai latte is 11R, 88B, and 613. For those of you who don't know, 613 is pure blonde. It's the blondest blonde. 1 is black. Okay, so the manufacturer says about this one, it's a blend of Sienna Brown and cool medium brown root with a mixture blend of honey blonde, light blonde, smoky blonde with a hint of pure blonde. Okay, so that's the description for honey with chai latte. Now the description for this one, which is Bombshell blonde, and Bombshell blonde is the lightest blonde of all of these. Bombshell blonde is a 12R, so that's a root of 12. Again, this was an 8, this was 11, and this is 12. So it's a 12R/60. 60 is actually a gray color /88/1001. So what the manufacturer says about this color is a golden brown root with a blend of white, pure blonde, and satin blonde. So this is really a light blonde. Okay, this one right here, which is sugar cookie with hazelnut, it has a 6R, so that's the darkest so far of all of these blondes. The root is a 6, which is a dark brown. And then it has a mixture of 144 and 88B, those are weird numbers. So what the manufacturer says is a rich dark chocolate root with a blend of golden blonde, honey blonde, natural medium blonde, and pure blonde highlights. Okay, so that's what the manufacturer says about their colors. Okay, I want to show you the difference between these two colors right here. This one here is Bombshell Blonde and this one is Champagne with Apple Pie. Okay, I want to get close with these wigs so you can really see the difference in color. So this one right here is the Bombshell Blonde and this one right here is the Champagne with Apple Pie. So if you'll notice, Bombshell Blonde is much lighter than Champagne with Apple Pie. It is like a bleach blonde. Now from a rooting perspective, they're very similar. It's really a subtle shaded brown or a light brown. So in my opinion, the Champagne with Apple Pie is more yellow, and then the Bombshell Blonde is truly like a Bombshell Blonde. It is really light, really white. Okay, now I want to compare Champagne with Apple Pie to Honey with Chai Latte. So this is the Champagne with Apple Pie in my left, and this right here is Honey with Chai Latte in my right. The base colors are very similar, very similar. The difference in these two is the rooting. If you'll notice, the Champagne with Apple Pie has a light brown color, whereas the Honey with Chai Latte has a darker brown color. The Honey with Chai Latte is an 11, whereas the Champagne with Apple Pie is a 14. You keep seeing me looking back and forth because I'm looking at my cheat sheet here. Okay, so I really want you to see, I mean, if you were just looking at the blondes themselves, they look the same. The difference is in the rooting. Okay. All right, the next colors that I want to compare side by side is Honey with Chai Latte and Butterbeer Blonde. So this is the Butterbeer Blonde and this is the Honey with Chai Latte. As you can see, the Butterbeer Blonde is more of a cooler color, whereas the Honey with Chai Latte is a warmer color. So that also means that the Champagne with Apple Pie and the Bombshell Blonde are warmer colors, whereas Butterbeer Blonde is a more of a cool color. See how this one is more of a yellow color and this is more of a white beige color. And I want to show you, compare the roots also. The roots, the color themselves look very similar. The Butterbeer Blonde has an 8 root, whereas the Honey with Chai Latte is an 11. So Butterbeer Blonde is definitely a darker root, as you can tell. So Butterbeer Blonde is more of a cool color, whereas Honey with Chai Latte, the name Honey tells you it's more of a golden color. Okay, now I'm going to compare Bombshell Blonde with Butterbeer Blonde. So Bombshell Blonde is a very light bleach blonde color. Butterbeer Blonde is more of the cool, it's a light blonde, but it's not as light, obviously, as Bombshell Blonde. So the Butterbeer Blonde has more of the brown or lighter blonde mixed in with it. So from a rooting perspective, you see how the Bombshell Blonde is much lighter. It's a 12R, whereas the Butterbeer Blonde is an 8R. It's much darker. Butterbeer Blonde, Bombshell Blonde. Okay, now I want to compare the Champagne with Apple Pie to the Butterbeer Blonde. As you can see, the Champagne with Apple Pie is a warmer blonde, and the Butterbeer Blonde is a cooler blonde. See how it's got more of like a honey color to it, whereas this has more of a beige brown color to it. And then from a root perspective also, the Butterbeer Blonde is the 8R and the Champagne with Apple Pie is the 14R. Much different color. All right, now I'm going to compare the colors Sugar Cookie with Hazelnut to Butterbeer Blonde. Okay, so on my left I have Butterbeer Blonde, and on my right I have Sugar Cookie with Hazelnut. You can see these are radically different. The Butterbeer Blonde is a cool blonde, and the Sugar Cookie with Hazelnut is a honey very honey, even on the borderline of reddish, although it is still considered a blonde and it's much darker. So now the roots on these two, the Butterbeer Blonde is a 8 and the Sugar Cookie is a 6. So as you can see, 6 is like a dark brown, and an 8 is like a light brown. But these are radically different in color. Okay, so there you have it. 5 BelleTress blonde colors. This one right here is Butterbeer Blonde. This one is Champagne with Apple Pie, Bombshell Blonde, Honey with Chai Latte, and Sugar Cookie with Hazelnut. I hope this review helped you decide what color you like best and what color you think would look best on you. In the description down below, I will put which wig each of these are in case you have any questions on those. But this review was to spotlight color and compare color. Okay, all of these wigs are available at my boutique located at 13980 Cadera Drive in Rancho Cucamonga, California, or on my website at www.lori's-lemonade-stand.com. I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it to be helpful. Thanks. Talk to you guys later. Bye.